Well, good morning, everyone. I am Juan, and this is for the first collaborative work of Colombian education, in which we are going to talk about Colombia. And well, firstly, let me introduce their head, Jose Agustin, and Davis. The graph number 3, and well, this moment we are going to discuss about education in Colombia. um, we all know that education in Colombia is wrong because methodologies its contents are wrong. Maybe we don't don't implement new strategies in order to improve education, and that is something that is making that Colombia is one of the worst in the world as to education. So I consider there are too many things to improve about quality in education, and we as teachers have a very important task to improve this aspect. Well, now Laura is going to tell us something about the topic. Laura, can
Okay, and is good morning. This is concept educative in
hi
Colombia.
Laura. Please, Jose, could you turn your micro off? Laura,
Hello.
we can hear you.
Come on, Laura, come on. I think there's too much noise.
Laura,
Hello.
what's your viewpoint about education in Colombia? Your reflection?
Okay, I'm indeed at that the school is like the place that an attitude to bringing the pace forward, conducts a creation in the tuition process. All this is also increases the time because in the school there are facts that are learning of life in society, for example, in the relation of students and professors with respect to power competition, to conflict, since the expression my conception about education and not admitted that in my country, in Colombia. We listen to implement strategies or make changes in education as it is sense we are not prepared educationally to face the challenge of the future. Okay, thank you.
Well, Laura, you so well, but and that you that Colombian education is lacking a lot of in order to improve quality, and well, that's good. Jose Agustin, what about you? Hello, Jose Agustin, can you hear us? Jose Agustin, are you there? Well, can can't hear us. So, Davis, what is your stance about education in Colombia?
Well, I think the education in Colombia is well organized. It's improving with the time even more and more. But we have some things that we have to change because we are still making some practice of the last century. The new school have to change, have to improve the classroom, have to improve of methodological things. And we have to re-educate the teachers in order to make a job more meaningful for students and meaningful for everyone.
Davis, that's a very good reflection because, as you mentioned, the current education system is working with methodologies of the and that is something that makes that Colombia an educated country very bad in that aspect. So, well, Jose Agustin, can you hear us? Jose, it seems Jose Agustin has some technical problems. So let's proceed. Um, um, I have a question for one of your classmates.
Are you listening to me
Yeah,
now?
Jose Agustin,
Yeah.
we can
Yes.
hear you.
All right.
Well,
Uh,
Jose Agustin, could you give us your reflection about education in Colombia?
yeah. We can see that the education in Colombia may be worse that we imagined. The low rates in external tests and international tests show the education flows
Yeah.
in our country. Nevertheless, all is not lost. The Ministry of Education must assume this challenge to achieve a significant evolution in the education system. I believe that education in Colombia needs more support and more resources. Since corruption prevents education from advancing, kick out the deviation of resources, uh, stagnate the development of education facilities, preventing the obtaining of technological tools, conditioning of the classroom, recreational areas, and student stimulus programs. Okay, this is my reflection on education in Colombia.
Well done, Jose Agustin. I agree with you mentioned that the education system needs more support. The corruption is well, I don't know how to say that, but it's one of the facts that avoid that education has the elements needed to work, and it's very good reflection. Well, uh,
Thank you, thank you.
well,
Oh, I like to say something
Jose.
about what Jose said. I want to give my opinion now. Now that he mentioned the
Yeah,
the corruption that we have, lots of corruption in Colombia, and that's a good point because our citizen education can advance if all the money that the education must be receiving is going out for other things. And I think we have to do something to motivate students and also teachers. If the teachers if the teacher don't receive more payment, they can be motivated because in the classroom they will have more than 30 students, 40 students, and even more right now. But too much for less payment. So it doesn't have any sense for me. And other thing is that we are directing our money to process of speed for words, and we are not adding technological support to the classroom. And that's because of that problem that he mentioned.
Yeah, David, as you mentioned, um, teachers in Colombia need to be taken into account because the payment they've received it's poor according if we see the great labor that teachers do. So the payment can be a very improvement to to increase motivation in teachers and that way to improve their quality in their lessons in their classes. So a teacher is it's very low. I think that the teachers do the most important level in the society. Are the most important I don't know people professional in the world because they prepare they teach everybody to be are not part of the society.
Yeah, I totally agree. The teachers are the core for everything we are because they are the ones who prepare us to make us think about things and be competent.
Yeah, that is the reality. Uh, the government doesn't think about teachers. They only think about I don't know maybe uh, books
Their own
and
interest. As
old
Jose Agustin
methodologies.
said, the corruption is thinking about their own business and they don't care if the school education is decreasing or increasing. They don't care about that.
Yeah, they only think they don't think in the society, but they they don't care about the childhood, the teenagers. They change that mind. Education, of course, quite difficult when there is no one that do the change. Well, Davis, do you have a question for one of your classmates?
Yeah, I'd like to ask something to Laura. Is Laura here?
Laura,
Okay. Hello.
Okay, Laura, I want to make you a question. The question is, do you think that 6 years in high school are enough for having competent students, or would you add anything else to the process?
The major concept is in this chapter there are many concepts. Yeah, it is considered good for children and for children with learning priority and this for the theory is that abusive and more students good is strategy for young students. Although is reality reaching school, colleges, universities, in others. Um, enough. That is my
well, Laura, we couldn't hear you so well, but well, I don't know what to say about it. Do you have any question for one of your classmates?
you.
Can you repeat it again?
Is it just me, or I can listen?
Could you please repeat the question again?
Uh, my question is
Go.
what's the matter? other strategies is good to implement to education to promote good learning.
Okay, I think the question is, what methods or strategies would you implement to education to promote a good learning? Okay, what can I say about that? The education in Colombia is strengthening with the time, but we have to eliminate the traditional classes once and for all. That's a big problem we have right now. And what can I change? I think the first thing we have to do is to re-educate the teachers because we are asking them to improve their techniques, but they can do that if they haven't lived that process in their previous careers. So re-educating teachers is a good idea. The other thing is to change the evaluation or the assessment system that we have here in Colombia, because the evaluation system is just taking a piece of paper, write the questions and answer, or maybe take a piece of paper with different questions and different answer choices. But that's so traditional and is not meaningful for students. We have to change the way students work in the classroom as individuals. We have to make them to work in groups and assess them in order to they can have a meaningful learning. So what I mean is they have to put on practice in a real context what they are learning in the classroom. So we have to follow a new pedagogical model. I suggest the Escuela Nueva, that is a new pedagogical model to do that. I suggest that to improve the way students are learning and the way the teachers are applying their strategies in the classroom. Another thing that I would like to implement to education is more technological aids. We have to use the technology of communication because now using books is very stressful for students to carry all the books in their bags when you have all the questions and all the information in your hands with only a click. So implementing technological aids is very important. It's a good support for the students and schools. And I'm sure that if we do that, if we change that style of the last century, we are going to improve our system education.
Well, Davis, important. You mentioned different things that can lead the education for a better track. Well, firstly, you mentioned that the traditional method has to be changed for another method that offers the new alternative, the implementation of technology in the class into the classrooms. That is a very effective way to and of course for learning and teaching because technology is different alternatives and different according to the different learning styles of the students because every student has different learning styles, different I don't know, different way to perceive the world, the new knowledge. So system has to change, has to update their methodologies. I don't know, to improve many aspects that the traditional method never is going to it's never going to work. The new advantage of technology and the new of the I don't know, the globalization
Exactly.
changed
Very good.
everything. According to a video that we watched last in the last activity, everything has changed since several years ago. For instance, the cell phones, smartphones, we can do by using our smartphones. The cars has been has been changing several every year we have new technologies in the transportation, but education is always the same. We are working according to that is from the last century, and education must improve more. Education must be updated according to uh, the current technological, because everything has to change, and that is a very good point, Davis. Well, proceeding with our session, I have a question for Juan. Do you think that the current school system has difficulties? Why? Jose, Jose Agustin, can you hear me?
Yeah. Do, do you listen to me?
You so clear.
Okay,
Question for
okay.
you.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
think that the current school system has difficulties?
Uh,
To the talk.
it is it is true that the education system has many difficulties and that teacher must use tools, methodologies, and strategies that allow meaningful learning. Of course, teacher must do a great job to achieve improvement in the present and future. I don't not think so because it is evident that the education system needs an adjustment in current curricular design.
Well,
Okay?
that's good, Jose Agustin, because uh, we have been talking. Education, the current school system has too many difficulties, uh, and well, as to the current, the traditional method has to change in order to improve quality in education, in order to update classes to according to the globalization, because everything is changing and education is not the it's good. Well, do you have a question for one of your classmates, Jose Agustin?
I don't listen. I don't listen.
Do you have any question for one of your classmates?
No, no, no. I have not other question. This is the only question.
Don't
Ah,
you have?
all right, all right. Well, I have one question for you.
Yeah.
What can teacher do in order to improve it?
In order to
Are you
improve
listening?
quality, you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on.
The question is, what? Could you ask me again, please?
Yeah, I don't listen to you.
I can hear you. So, please, could you repeat the question again?
Okay. What can teacher do in order to improve it?
Improve education, or improve their I
Educa
don't know, the performance.
education system.
Okay. Well, firstly, teachers um, are one of the most important actors of the educational progress, of the learning and teaching progress process. So they start by implementing new strategies in order to change the way how they teach. they can, as mentioned, implement technology into the classrooms in order to update their classes to make that students can learn in a different way, in a very efficient and quickly way, because technology is a very useful tool for teaching. Another thing that teachers can do in order to improve quality in education is to I don't know, to make are more practical, because practice is way to improve any aspects, because textbooking and as David mentioned it, the evaluation system answering answering the same question is not a good way to improve quality in education. So classes must be more practical. This way, students going to improve the learning quality and of course the motivation. And motivation is a very essential part of education. Teachers, teachers implement different strategies in order to keep students motivated, and this way improve quality in their classes and of course quality in education. Mochi. Anybody has I don't know, a comment about this? I ask you again. Does anybody have a comment about this?
Well, I think this has been a good activity. It's very helpful and very meaningful for us. And it's good to make a reflection, yeah, about these things that are happening with our education system. Are you talking, Jose?
No, no, no. I have no.
Yeah.
No, no. Sorry.
Well, so to summarize, we all think that the current education system, the current education in Colombia is not working well. So we propose different alternatives in order to improve those aspects and in order to implement new strategies, the traditional method that not relevant for this age when everything is related to technology, everything is related to the future, and the traditional method doesn't offer the possibility of think about future. Well, does anybody has any last comment before ending the session?
Well, I only have to say thank you, guys.
Okay. I have to thank you for being here, for your comments, for your participation, and of course, it's quite important to discuss this because we are we as future teachers need to have the basis to improve the classes, and this way to improve quality life of or your students. Well, thank you so much for being here, and